Slot is gone, and honestly, I think that's the best decision FCG have made in years, because him leaving means that a new manager is coming in, a manager with an aggressive playing style, a manager with a pressing game playing style, a manager that will get these players much better. So if you've been following this channel, you know that I've waited for this change for a long time. So today I'm rebuilding this team under Andoni Iraola, because he is the manager that's going to take over Slot, and I'm genuinely excited for this new chapter. Let's build him a team that is competitive for next season. Before going straight into it, let's first thank Slot for the Premier League, because yes, I've been harsh on him on this channel. I've been critical for a long time and I've demanded change for a long time, but I don't forget what he's done in his first season. I think it's genuinely legendary, winning the Premier League. Liverpool at some point was the best team in Europe, and that's due to also Slot in some way. But I think change was needed. Change is always needed in football at some point when two parts can't coexist. So I think leaving is really the perfect solution. Would have liked that it's announced before, so that he gets a send-off that is deserved. I'm sure that he will fit in another role, let's say at AC Milan or any other top European team, but I just think he wasn't made for Liverpool for the future. So I think with that said, let's get straight into the video. We'll start with the goalkeeper position, where they must not have a big change this summer. Alisson is rumored to join Juventus, but as you all expect, I'd keep Alisson when fit. Alisson is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Ideally, I would also like to keep Mamardashvili. I didn't want to replace a goalkeeper this summer, but since he wants to leave, I think there's a good opportunity there, especially that he's never impressed me. I don't think he's impressed in Liverpool so far. I don't see a huge ceiling. I don't see a future Alisson replacement. If a team like Inter Milan want to take him on loan with an option to buy, if another team wants him and gets him with an option to buy, then I'd loan him or sell him directly. But I'll keep Freddie Woodman as my third goalkeeper, and of course Alisson stays on as my first goalkeeper. And the second goalkeeper player that I think can take over Alisson next season when his contract runs up, I've talked about him in a recent video, is Robin Risser. This season in Ligue has had 11 clean sheets. He's amongst the best goalkeepers in the league. He's been even called by France to play the World Cup. He will be the second goalkeeper at France for the World Cup. I think that shows how great he is, how highly talented he is. He's still young, only 22 years old, and he's just also finished second with that last team. I really think Robert Risser has the potential, has the ceiling to replace Alisson one day. So I'd bring him in if Mamardashvili decides to leave this summer. For the centre-back role, I think Liverpool have depth, but I still think we need one more quality defender, especially with Konate announcing that he'll be leaving on a free. Konate, thanks for the last 5 years. The services given was incredible, but I see some Liverpool fans say, it's a huge mistake not to keep Konate. No, Konate, honestly, I like him, but I won't loosely sleep on Konate. I think there is Premier League defenders out there who can replace him very well. So the reason I'm replacing Konate by another Premier League proven defender is because Van Dijk is aging, he's not getting any younger, and he'll probably leave at the end of his contract at the next season. So for me, I need someone with experience. We're not doing a Chelsea project here. So Van Dijk starts and stays as my leader, my experienced player, my captain. Of course, Van Dijk starts. Gomez, I keep Gomez because he's again experienced. He can play multiple positions. He is one of your most reliable players. There's no one like Joe Gomez, so you keep Joe Gomez. Jeremy Jacquet coming in this summer, he'll be in competition for that role. Again, huge ceiling, huge potential, but making him as just starting centre-back in the Premier League in his first season is just not fair to him. Same as Leone, huge talent. Probably these two will be the future centre-back partnership, but for now, I don't think it's the right time for them to start the Premier League, which makes Liverpool have to go for one centre-back. And the player I've talked about him this season being one of the players that is underrated in the Premier League. He started 35 games, had 2.1 interceptions per 90, 7.4 clearances per 90. Those are genuinely world-class numbers. He's PL proven. he has that pace to cover a high line, especially in an Andoni Iraola team. He plays with, he's really aggressive off the ball, and I think that's what Liverpool needs. That player is any other than Maxence Lacroix, who again will be on this plane this summer in the US to play for that France national team. I think Maxence Lacroix, it's time that he moves to a big club. He's been linked to a move. Fabrizio Romano has said that he will leave Crystal Palace this summer. I think honestly an offer around 45-50 million will be enough for Crystal Palace. He's not that highly rated yet, so I think that would be a great offer. And let's remember, he's still only 26 years old, so I think that's my perfect rebuild for the centre-back role. And as for my fullbacks, at left back, KK starts. Iraola knows him. He coached him at Bournemouth. I think he's the perfect offensive fullback there. Let's see if we can see the same KK as we saw at Bournemouth under Andoni Iraola Robertson. He will leave, as you all know. What a legend, what a proper Liverpool player. I think the best value of money Liverpool have paid in the past for a player. Tsimikas will be coming back on loan, but I'd sell him. I think there's no place for the Greek Scouser in this team, even though he wanna fight for his place. I don't think it's a good idea to keep him. I think Liverpool have to buy an experienced player, an experienced cover this season. And I've talked about Rafael Guerreiro in the recent rebuild that I've made, but Rafael Guerreiro would have been good for a team that's playing with a 3 at the back and with wing backs. This system is a 4-2-3-1, the system that Andoni Iraola uses much. So for me, I think we need a natural left back. That's where I saw an opportunity with David Rome. He scored this season 3 goals and delivered 8 assists, 11 goal contribution this season as left back is not bad. But for me, it's really the experience, the leadership that he brings in, I think is really important, especially in a position where you have only kids. So I really think David Rome would be an excellent opportunity. He'll be available for around 20-25 million. If Liverpool can go for him, I think that would be an excellent cover for Kerkez. And as of my right back, I keep Frimpong. I've seen a lot of people deceived by Frimpong, but let's proper judge him in a setup, in a team with tactics. Let's see him under a different manager. I still think he's one of the most dynamic wing backs in the Premier League. I really think next season he can offer much, especially if he's not injured. He won't be going at the World Cup, so has full rest summer. I really expect a big season for Frimpong next season. If not, there is also Conor Bradley that will be coming next season back on loan. He's a reliable player. You know that he is also one of your future best players in the team, knows everything about Liverpool. I think you keep Bradley. And this time we also have Calvin Ramsey, who will be competing for this role. I really hope Liverpool don't sell him this summer, because again, I don't trust slot judgment with young players. Again, the recent information that have been coming up from the press regarding the youth integration, how the youth players weren't happy about slot, tells me everything I know. We've watched Calvin Ramsey coming in against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, and we've seen what it gave. So I really think Calvin Ramsey should stay, especially with Frimpong and Bradley as two injury-prone players in front of him, and give him time, because I think there is a quality player in him. That will be my review. The double pivot, the midfield. Firstly, in the midfield, Elliott will be coming back from loan. I'd still sell him. There's Leipzig who are interested, so I'd sell him to Leipzig. I don't think he has a future this club. I'd also sell Wataru Endo, who has been injured for the most part of the second half of the season. Quality player, utility player, one of the leaders in the dressing room, but I really think selling him is better, because I don't see him getting game time, especially that Andoni Iraola also loves to develop young players. I think we'll give his place to a young player, let's say a Trey Neone, let's say a James McConnell also, that can come in the team. So for me, I think those two would be the perfect sellable assets. Gravenberch, he stays. I think he even gets better in this team. He's an elite ball carrier. He gets even better under Andoni Iraola's team. We've seen it with a player like Alex Scott. I think Andoni Iraola just improves him as a midfielder. So for me, Gravenberch remains in the team. He's one of the starting contender for that double pivot role. There is McAllister that I've said that I'll sell him. I still think a new manager won't revive McAllister. I think it's the perfect time to obtain a huge fee for McAllister, maybe from a team in Spain. Barcelona are spending much money. Maybe they have money to buy it, or maybe another team like Atletico Madrid, if you can get a fee around 60 70 million for McAllister, you can't really say no, especially there is no negotiation on a longer contract going on. I keep Curtis Jones. Those rumors that he will be going to Inter Milan, I hope they're bullshit. You have to keep Curtis Jones. If there is a player that has the best pressing numbers in the team, still I think it's Curtis Jones, maybe behind Dominic Szoboszlai. Curtis Jones, again, you have to keep him. Again, we've seen what Andoni Iraola does with midfielders. I still believe that Curtis Jones has a huge ceiling. He is even a perfect squad player because he can play multiple positions. Love the club. He is a scouser. Just saying Curtis Jones would be clueless. But as I said in one of my recent videos that you all liked, Liverpool need a Fabinho replacement. I still think Liverpool need really a number 6 because Gravenberch will be my number 8. Curtis Jones will be a number 8 who can play there. But I really think we have to go for a real number 6. And for me, that player is no other than Mamadou Sangare. If you haven't watched the video that I've made about him, please go watch it. And I saw that most of you liked it, so I really thank you for the recent support I've been receiving. And yeah, I won't explain much because everything was said in that video. So Mamadou Sangare for me around 35-40 million would be UGT. A midfield of Mamadou Sangare and Gravenberch where there is aggression, elite ball carrying, I think would be massively incredible. And there is also just Stefan Bajcetic. I still believe there is something that he can offer. I really want to see Stefan Bajcetic with a full preseason. Also Dominic Szoboszlai, that for me can play there. Talking about Dominic Szoboszlai, for me he'll not be in my number 10 role. That creative, that free 10 role, I think Wirtz will get it. And we've seen again how Andoni Iraola has always upgraded and improved his number 10s. Remember the likes of Justin Kluivert the season before, where he had an incredible season in the Premier League. This season has been Elie Junior Kroupi that I really like. Even though he's a striker, he played a lot in that role, and you've seen how great he is. He gives that flexibility to the team, and I think Wirtz in that role would be just unstoppable, which means that Szoboszlai will play, but will play off the right wing. I think he is like the most replacement in terms of that he is your franchise player. I think he has shown this season that he has what it takes to take that role. He knows very well that role because he's played it in Leipzig. And also Andoni Iraola, don't forget that his team presses in a 4-4-2 without the ball. So I think Dominic Szoboszlai's role is perfect there. I think Slot wanted to do something like that at sometimes this season. For example, the time that he worked was against Real Madrid. So I think Szoboszlai in that role fits perfect. There is also Curtis Jones who can play in those roles. I think my midfield would be that. Which means that on the left we'll have Rio Ngumoha that will be playing there. We have also Cody Gakpo that can play there. By the way, I keep Cody Gakpo. There is a lot of bashing on him, but he is a utility player, especially that Ekitike is still injured. I think we'll need someone who can play centrally. Can trust Isaac to play 90 minutes every week, and I don't want to recruit as if I saw people telling me, let's give Andoni Iraola Kroupi again, let's bring Kroupi again. What will be the project of having 3 strikers in one team? I don't think that makes sense. So let Elie Junior Kroupi stay at Bournemouth, develop one more season. I don't think it's time for him to move, which means that I'll keep Rio Ngumoha on the left, but not as a starter because, again, I still believe he's still young. He can't compete with my left winger, or at some point, we've seen that Iraola likes to have 2 out wide wingers, maybe Rio and the other player. The other player is simply Yan Diomande. Apparently, Liverpool really want to buy him. He is even interested in joining Liverpool rather than PSG because there is just a place for him in that team. I really think Yan Diomande would be the perfect signing. I've done a video explaining why. If you haven't seen it, go see it again. But Yan Diomande in his first season in Bundesliga, 20 goal involvement in 33 Bundesliga matches. Young player of the year. He has the pace, the directness, the dribbling, everything that Liverpool have lacked this season. So for me, we're starting off the left where Rio Ngumoha can also compete and Yan Diomande can play on the right if needed. We keep Gakpo as also a backup in that role, and we keep also Gakpo as a backup to Isaac, who will be playing up front. But I'm not happy with my attack. I still think we need a left-footed forward, and rather than spending 100 million on another player, because that's what the market is right now for especially attacking players. There is a perfect opportunity. When you see this video, you will have seen the video that I've released about Jarrod Bowen. I really think he is the perfect Salah replacement kind of player in the Premier League right now. Yes, he's 30 years old, but remember when you bought Shaqiri, remember even the Chiesa idea of transfer. I think that's the same transfer again, especially that I'll let Chiesa leave. I really think it's time for him to finally go back to Italy. So my replacement will be just Jarrod Bowen. Comes in as Premier League experience. Last season had 10 assists in the Premier League, the most by any other winger in the Premier League. Again, last few seasons has put up goals, has put up 15 goal involvement in every season in the last few seasons. So for me, Jarrod Bowen is the perfect replacement. I think he can fit in well, and also if Iraola wanna play with a right winger, left-footed right winger, he gives him that option. And Jarrod Bowen, also what I like from him is can play also as a striker. I think Liverpool need that sort of experience. Of course, we keep also the young Jadon Dance. There is also the young Kieran Morrison also, who has been the best player at the academy this season, can come in. And yeah, I think that would be my attack. I think with this team, Iraola would have everything he needs to succeed. So let me know in the comments, are you convinced with this team? What do you think about the Andoni Iraola appointment? Are you genuinely excited for next season, as I am? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.